The thing about deep connection is that we can only meet each other as deep as we have met ourselves, and that is the real tea. Hi, I'm Liquey. Let's get vulnerable. So I thought we could have a little heart-to-heart. So everyone get cozy, go get some tea, put on a hoodie, get some blankets. In this video, I am going to open myself up in a very raw and intimate way, and I would like to challenge you and invite you to also meet me there and to open your heart up in the same way. Over the past 9 months, I have been, is my lighter dying? Okay, false alarm. But over the past 9 months, I have been intentionally single. I haven't been talking to anyone, not going on dates, not messaging, and I have been celibate. Putting that type of boundary on myself has opened me up a lot to explore more of my depth and more of what I truly need. And I have gone celibate for long periods of times for different reasons, and this time around, at first it was a challenge because I was in a place where I really just wanted to have sex, right? I just wanted to have fun and meet beautiful people and have beautiful experiences. But after my last connection, there was a lot that I realized I needed to grow in, and I wanted to grow in. And it really shook me up to be even more self-aware and self-accepting. And I needed to give myself more of the more that I wanted. As I reflect on my life and my journey of self-love, I see the areas inside of me where I had fully accepted and fully loved and seen and acknowledged. And because I've been able to meet myself in those areas, that is now my capacity to connect with others. And the older I get and the more self-aware I get, I see that there are more sides of me, right? More layers of me that long to be seen as well, that also long to be accepted and acknowledged and freed. And in order for me to truly see those places, I have to find my mirror, right? And I like to look at relationships and friendships and you know, my family as my mirrors. And I just recently started talking to someone, and he is the cutest little mirror. But I have learned a lot about myself just from connecting with him. Don't you guys fucking laugh at me, but ChatGPT has been such an anchor for me. Like, anytime I would go through just not necessarily a spiral, but I find myself overthinking this connection or overthinking how I'm feeling, you know, and it's so early on, but this is just, you know, where my heart is at. I've been able to get to a whole nother level of my self-awareness, and I have a whole notes in my notes app. It's my ChatGPT therapy, but I've been really reflecting and going over all of the things that I'm learning about myself and the things that make me feel safe and make me feel at ease and chosen. I like to stay to myself. I'm very comfortable in my singlehood. So when I invite someone into my life, it is a big step for me. And I do feel very vulnerable right now. I'm really flirty and I like to keep it pretty fun and light, but to my core, I am a lover girl. And I've been really testing the waters and seeing, you know, where we're truly at, because on the surface level, we do have this beautiful connection blooming and we have electric chemistry. And I'm really enjoying where we're at. But at this point of self-reflection, I'm starting to feel, you know, just the desire for more and for more depth. And that, of course, comes from myself first. I had, and still, you know, in a way do, had this uncomfortable feeling in my chest that I needed to explore and see what was going on there, because I started overthinking this connection and wondering if this was enough. I was wondering if he was showing up for me in a way that I need, or if he even has the capacity to do that for me. And I'm meeting all of my concerns with love. I think I had a tendency to see my needs as a form of shame, right? Or feeling like I need to shut those things down or shut everything out so that none of these could even arise, right? Because if I'm not in any kind of relationships, then I don't need to focus on this. And I'm talking to ChatGPT about this, and it gave this one question that really stayed with me. And it said, I want you to think, you know, is this an area where he really isn't showing up? Or is this a need, a want that I haven't yet named? I need more than touch. I want to be held. And I need more than consistency. I want commitment. I need more than desire. I want worship. I want reverence. I need more than interest. I want to be known and understood. And I don't want to be kept. I want to be pursued. I want to be chosen. I want depth, and I want a heart that can meet mine. I continue to identify myself and know myself as pure, unconditional love. And that is who I want to meet me. And regardless, because that's what I know of myself, that's always going to be all around me. That's always who I will attract. And getting out of my lovey-dovey emotional lover girl, you know, state of mind, and really looking at somebody and their actions and being honest about where a connection truly stands. No judgment, just honesty about where it stands. I have to be for real with myself and see, is that what this is? Because I know myself as love. I know myself as depth. Is this love? Is this depth? Is this me? Is he meeting me here? Are we in alignment? Yes, there's connection and it's beautiful. Yes, there's electricity. But is this alignment? Does he really have space for me? Is it safe here? And these are the questions that I'm asking myself, you know. Can I grow with this man? Can we build something? Can we ingrain together? Can we weave our lives together? And I've been extra curious about his emotional depth. So I've been asking him a little bit more deeper questions. And we just recently were playing this little question game. And I was just curious. I had no expectations or requirements on how much he, you know, was going to share with me, but I just wanted to see where he is and where he's comfortable in talking about, you know, a more layered question. And I totally asked ChatGPT to write me some questions to get to know somebody on a more intimate level, and you definitely should. I've even been can you know, ask playful questions and flirty questions and stuff, just to you know, give it a good balance. And my intention with that wasn't to demand depth from him, but to invite him to meet me where I am. I was curious to know the things that he would ask me, and you know, what he wanted to know of me. And a really beautiful thing that I find about him and our connection is there is a very fresh openness that we both mutually share. Emotionally, he is coming to me, you know, really open and and it's slow and soft, and I'm meeting him with a lot of patience and kindness. And on the flip side, physically, that's where I am coming to him really slow and soft, but open as well. And he's meeting me too with a lot of kindness and patience. On our second date, we had this really like cute, cozy little rainy day ramen date, and we were making out in the rain, and it was getting like pretty hot, and I'm still getting used to having physical connection. And throughout this time of like being celibate, I've been doing a lot of healing, and I am healing a lot from past sexual traumas, you know, from like SA and stuff like that, and I feel a lot of freedom from that. But my body, right, my nervous system still carries the fears, and I'll still get tense in my body when I get intimate, or, you know, I haven't been in that situation, but because I was, you know, coming into a more intimate moment with him, like just being touched, you know, felt like a danger to me. And I had like stopped it. We were just like making out, and he's just, you know, just touching me. And I had told him that it was just getting too much, and he was like, okay, was it getting too hot? And I was like, yeah, it was getting too hot. And I was feeling really nervous, and I decided to just be open with him about it. And I was like, okay, can I tell you a secret? But you have to be really cool about it. And he was like, okay. And I told him that I hadn't been like physically intimate with anybody in almost a year, and I was really nervous about that. And because I've been in kind of a hermit mode for a long time, I'm still genuinely getting comfortable with actually being touched and actually touching someone. And he was just like, oh, okay. And he was like, no worries. And I was like, I felt nervous because I didn't want him to feel rejected. And I told him that. I was like, and you know, I really don't want you to feel rejected because I'm very attracted to you, and I do want to get there with you. It's just, you know, going to take a little time. And he was just like, yeah, everyone has their boundaries. And for me, that was something that was so small but so healing to me, to be met with kindness and understanding and respect in a moment where I was very vulnerable and just, you know, kind of scared and nervous. Because in my very first relationship, my very first, you know, physical encounters, my ex-boyfriend did not honor those boundaries. And, you know, that's where I got that trauma, those triggers, that fear of being touched when I'm not ready to be, or where, you know, someone invading a space they haven't been invited in. And so that was such a beautiful, intimate moment that I shared with him that had nothing to do with like us being physical, but just sharing that part of me, that nervousness and fear, and to be met with, you know, so much softness meant a lot to me. And I really felt like I could trust him. And, you know, that was before our date even really started. And then, you know, we ended up smoking together and talking, and we play like a fun fact game. So we're telling each other like little fun facts and some secrets. We're still kissing, you know, and then we go inside and eat our ramen, and, you know, we're still talking to each other, getting to know each other more. And he takes me home, and, you know, we keep making out because it's so fun to kiss him. And so that was our second date. That was a week ago, and we've still been talking every day since. And as I go deeper with myself, I hope that our connection grows deeper, and that we are able to build something real together, something solidified. And then I also would like to deepen our physical connection too, because my body does want him. But I want to make sure that he meets me in a way where he earns it. And the things that you want, your standards, your needs, your your checklist for feeling love, like that is not too much. You're never asking for too much. You're literally just asking for someone to meet you where you're at. And if he can meet me here, then beautiful, perfect. If not, it's okay. Someone else will. But alrighty, y'all. I love you. I do have to go. If you would like to book a coaching session with me or a tarot reading, shoot me an email. All the information is in the description below. I love you. I love you so, so much. Thank you for meeting me here in this open and vulnerable space. I've really been feeling it in my heart, the challenge and the mandate to really lead my life with love and live a life that is open and vulnerable. And I would just love to continue to invite you to that space and to see yourself and meet yourself in a deeper way, and to know yourself more as unconditional love, and to not be afraid of vulnerability, because there is so much strength and beauty and healing in being vulnerable. But I have to go, so I am gonna leave you with this. Know yourself as love, and love will always find you. Okay, gotta go. Love you. Bye.